Daddy Bag of Books is available at daddyandcompany.com.
Welcome to My Life as a Dad. Today's guest is professional skateboarder Christian Hosoi. Let's talk a little bit about the 25-year-old that you met when you were 18, or he was 18, right? There's other people in your shoes that have done that don't know or didn't happen. So can you just tell me a little bit about that story and how you dealt with it, and then how you became a dad to now bond with him 7 years later after you met him?
Yeah, I mean, here it is. I'm looking at MySpace, right? This is the MySpace days. I met him probably, he's 7 years ago. And a girl online was like, hey, there's this kid, you know, he's going through some tough times. He's doing some things that you did. And now I think the only person that could really talk to him is you. He's my boyfriend. His name is James, and he's your son.
Whoa.
And I was like, okay, I kind of added up like a couple things, and I was like, well, this possibly could be. And so my wife and I talked about it. We reached out to him, and she said, you should fly him into town so that we can meet him. So we flew him into town, and this is through an agreement, you know, that me and my wife had, you know, to make these decisions. And he came into town. It was pretty much, you know, incredible looking into a mirror and to...
Really? So just like, I mean, you could tell. It
was remarkable, like how much we looked alike, act alike. But I was able to, the first day to meet was to just get to know him and sit up late and talk. And, you know, I had a movie called Rising Sun, you know, that's on Netflix about my life, and I showed it to him. And I just told him I loved him, and I told him about me. I told him that I was a pastor at the Sanctuary Church. I'm a pro skateboarder. You know, what do you do when you first meet? You know, you start just going down the list, and then I just, you know, kind of looked at him like, you know, I love you, son. And it was like immediately we bonded. I got to pray with him, and we built a relationship from there. He ended up moving in with me for like almost 5-6 months later, you know, like about a month later or 2 months, moved in for a while. We got to get, you know each other really well, and now we have a great relationship.
How'd the story come about that that the girlfriend reached out to you through MySpace?
Well, I guess he was 18 now, and I think the cousins of the sister, you know, his mom's sister, kind of like revealed like what they kind of knew. Okay. You know, that they weren't allowed to speak, but now that I guess he was 18, they were like, hey, we can tell him anything we want. You know, and so I don't know the real details of that. It was kind of sensitive, you know, but if we were to go into some of the details, it'd be kind of like, okay.
Just curious.
Yeah, whatever. You know? Whether the mom kept it from him, you know, and, you know, but here's the good part out of something that sounds so bad, you know, is that, you know, I was a jet-setting, out-of-control kid that, you know, I don't know if I would have stopped, but in God's, you know, divine, you know, orchestrated purposes, like, I came into his life after I got out of prison, after I got my life right, after I became, you know, a person who I would consider a role model, someone who I would say I want my children to be like now. Back at, you know, before prison, when I went to prison, it was just like a nightmare. I was out of control, out of my head. And so for me to take on the responsibility of a son at that point, and for him to have that exposure would just be, you know, a lot of pressure for a kid. And I think that he was almost saved from knowing his father at those points in his life.
My life as a dad.
Any man can be a father, but it takes someone special to be the daddy. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Click here to subscribe to our channel. We'll have new videos every Tuesday. Click here to like and click here to share with your friends. Sponsored by Daddy & Company, the perfect gifts for dad.